Hello?
Hello, Yankin. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Let's see. In some news, I've gotten back my what's it? Chem? No, let me think. No, Chem not yet. I've gotten back my math.
You're
Uh,
you're going back on what, right?
I've gotten back my
Right. Okay.
math.
Yeah.
For paper one only, so we haven't got paper two back yet. So it's not
Right.
it's not a total score, but it's 50%. So for paper one, I got a 45 out of 100.
45 out of 100 over an unreliable thing? Really?
I can show it to you. Give me a sec.
Right.
Uh, let me grab the thing. Oh no, I can't. I can't show it to you. Sorry, my teacher took it back. But I do. But I do remember a lot about it. Let's see. The first one was the techniques of differentiation. There was a 3 mark which I couldn't get. That one was
Okay.
that one was
Wait.
relevant
I got it wrong. Sorry, I'm not this. I cannot hear you. Wait. I got it wrong. Okay, could you try speaking again? Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So you're saying sorry.
So the first question was techniques of differentiation. That one I already said before. That one I couldn't get all. There's a 3 mark question. It's just a gap in experience for me. There was one where they just gave me coordinates and gradients and I just to construct a linear equation. That was easy 4 marks.
Right.
Next one was I think there was a transformations. There was a transformation that one we talked about. I couldn't get that. That was 2 marks lost. There was a complex number question. Complex number question. I think that one was about 5, around 5 marks lah. So I don't think I couldn't get that one either because complex number was planned to be unreliable. Then there was a Maclaurin series. I could do the first part, which was the expansion and like the up to x squared and whatever. But when asked to like verify the expansion, I couldn't bring it to like the form I needed. You know that form where it's the 1 plus x power n. I couldn't get it there, so I lost 4 marks. I lost 4 marks in Maclaurin out of 8. Okay. Next one was different the minimum maximum 9 marks. I got 8. That one I expected.
Right.
Next one was a functions question. Functions and inequality. The inequality was not well done. I thought I could have done better. There was a method I was supposed to use. I think it was called point test. My teacher said it was point test method.
All right.
But he'll go through that tomorrow.
Okay.
So I lost marks there. I lost marks in the functions question except for the drawing part. So out of 9 marks, I think I only got 2 or 2. I think 2 or 3. Next one was a DE question. DE I couldn't do. There was I don't know. It was the final like what's it called? You like go through all the equations, that part. I think there I'm not sure if I ran out of time, but I did manage to finish it. So out of 10 marks, I only got 5.
Okay.
Next one was a vectors question. That one I'm a bit more happy about. That one was like actual numbers one. So out of 12 marks, I got 5 marks.
Yeah.
APGP was next, I think. APGP didn't score, but I expected that. So out of 12 marks, I only got 2 marks.
Right.
And the last one was definite integrals. definite integrals and parametric. I think it was a either a 12 or 13 mark question, but I scored quite high for I think there was only a what, I think I got out of 12 or 13, I think I got 8.
Mm,
So parametric was a 2 mark, and then the rest was definite integrals. So I just lucked out there because I did not study definite integrals.
right.
Oh, and there was a integration question, the one we talked about. That one was very bad, like actually bad.
Mhm.
So that one, yeah, I got out of 9 marks, I got 0.
Mhm.
So I think that's it. I don't remember much else from the today going through the paper.
Right.
I don't know when I'll get it back, but when I do, I'll try to send it to you.
Sure. That would be nice. Right. Okay. All right. Uh, hmm. Okay. I guess I'm just curious to see the actual working. But yeah. I do wonder how many you will get for paper 2. Oh,
Yeah.
will you get? What do you think? How many will you get?
Paper 2. I hope I can get. I hope 60% for paper 2.
60? Not
60.
higher? No, not higher.
I
Really?
I'm not sure because if I remember correctly, pure math was like 40 marks, and
Correct.
then that was 60 marks.
Yeah.
So assuming that there was a 5 mark stats question I couldn't do, and like assuming the rest I get like 40, assuming like the rest I get like 40 marks, I think 20 marks out of 40 for pure maths is very optimistic already, because there was a vectors basics, definite integrals, complex numbers, a lot of my unreliable stuff in the paper 2 pure maths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Not looking
All
good.
right. Understood. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you still with the same opinion that after prelim you did improve with math or math?
I think so. I'm fairly happy with how some of my reliable topics came out.
Mhm.
I think Maclaurin was the only regret, because I definitely should have gotten that 8 mark.
I was surprised. I was surprised on that one. Okay. All right. Okay.
But
Mhm.
I think the rest, especially for planes and I guess planes and parametrics, I'm fairly happy with it. I could have done
Mhm.
better in functions, but functions
Mhm.
was like somewhere between reliable and unreliable to begin with. So
Right.
there's still gaps, but at least
Mhm.
the places where there are no gaps,
So you're saying that for prelim math, right? You went in without a clear enough goal. That's what you're saying, lah. Even with prelims, right? Or is it wrong? Sorry. Did I get it wrong? That's what you told me. Last Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. Like I just went in with like, these are reliable topics, these are my unreliable topics. I didn't really have like a grade in mind, which
Right.
might have been the best. Choice.
Right. Understood. Yeah. But yeah, so to confirm, you do went in with that because that's what it seems to me. It is at least clear what you expect, I suppose, even though the goal is unclear, right? The goal is unclear, right? Right. Understood. Understood. Okay. All right. If there is nothing else you want to update me with, I would like to ask you about your goal, if you have thought about it, somewhat.
Grades wise, or
The A level goal.
okay.
There are no more updates, right? No.
No, not that.
All right. Okay. Okay. What do you think about the goals?
Well, I want to get like what's it called? Like the letter grade wise, or like
I suppose letter grade, then we can convert it to percentage just to be clearer, lah, right? So that you don't end up aiming, too high or too low, right?
I think as like definitely as like when I confront it,
Yeah.
I think at this stage I would be satisfied by AABB.
AABB. Okay, all right, okay. So you mean B is history, right? Okay, then,
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can get A for history. I think that's very too optimistic in my opinion.
Okay, all right.
But I think if I put in work, I'm fairly confident I can get math to an A. That might change when I see the paper two. Like my confidence might be a bit rocked when I see paper two, but
might be.
Right now I feel like if I can put in the work, I can get the A.
Right.
Right. As for physics versus chem, I haven't got back physics yet or chem, so I guess we'll see, right? But based on how I felt, I feel like physics has a higher chance of getting A than chem. But I think I definitely want both to at least be a B. But I think I'll be more happy if I get physics to an A. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because my teacher went through the questions without giving us back the paper for chem. She'll give it back. She'll give us back, like, I think paper two, like just more the papers tomorrow. But today she went through some of the questions, and some of them, like, I know in my heart I did not get them. A lot of the intro to OChem, some of the what's it called? Some amine stuff, and energetics. I know I probably won't get many marks there, but like I feel like, how am I going with this? I feel like I can get that to a B, but most likely not A, which is frankly my main concern. Like where I can get there and where I'm at now. So yeah, physics A can be math A, history B, because I do not see myself getting A for history.
Right.
B would be, I think, my limit based on my current capabilities.
Okay. What does AABB mean to you then? Why AABB?
I think number one, because at my present stage is beyond my ability. So it's definitely something to achieve for that, rather than something I can just, sit on my laurels and still get.
True.
But to be frank, I think with the amount of time I'm afforded, that's the most I can hope for.
That's being
Unless,
optimistic, actually.
unless my perception is skewed. But
Yeah. No, that is being optimistic. You still have to grow a little bit more. It depends on how much you can grow this 10 weeks. No, seven. You should. Math is the first week, yeah.
Yeah.
So 7. Yeah, so it depends. The last week doesn't really count, really. It's MCQ and one guy. So yeah, so 7 plus lah, 7 plus. Yeah, it is optimistic even for 7 weeks, but it's not impossible lah, I would say. It really depends on how much you can grow lah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that what it means to you? Have you said everything?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think I'll still do my best, but especially because I'm not sure what is the, I don't know what you call it, minimum effort to get a B, so I probably won't want to just aim for that. So I'll still try as hard as I can, but looking at it pragmatically, I think one of my H2s is probably going to be like a B at best. You know?
Well, I mean, I can give an idea what B means to you lah, based on what I see lah. So if you do things as you do, right? As you do, meaning how do I say this? If you do things according to your according to time and according to what you think you should do, right? Okay, I think you will reach B or BBC. What I mean is that I don't mean that you cannot get A. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, in order to get A, you have to grow. You have to change some things in a positive way, right? That's what I feel B means for you. Because if you just do your best with your current state, you will get BBC or BBB. That's how I feel. There's something else needed than just hard work. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right. I don't mean talent. Talent cannot do much one, right? But I do mean that there are certain things that you might want to change. So it depends on that. I keep saying that, but yeah.
I guess I have to discover that then.
Yeah. However, I think that you might be open enough for it. You might, because back then, right, you're talking about like Yankin 1 or 2 years ago, even 1 year ago. Yankin 1 year ago, it's just very rigid. Very sure he probably knows that it's not you right now, yeah. So I refer to him as him, right? Yankin in the past, he is very rigid because even though he knows that he probably cannot achieve that certain level, right? He is not open to growth or change at all. Really. That was the most frustrating part. That means he seems to think that the only way to do this is the way that he has been doing. But he also knows that that will not achieve a satisfactory level. It doesn't meet his own standards. It doesn't. And so naturally, he doesn't set any goal because deep inside he knows. Kind of, that's what the feeling past Yankin gave me, kind of, which is different from what you're giving me right now. Very different enough to have a reasonable hope.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you felt in the past, though. That was just how I feel about you. Right? Was it like that? If you look back,
I had no goal because I was too rigid.
No. You do not know how to do it another way. You're not open to it also. You're scared somehow, basically.
Yeah, I'd say scared of change, definitely.
Yeah,
But-
you're scared of change.
Uh,
But you also know that nothing will happen. Nothing good will happen if you don't change. So you're stuck. You're basically stuck, basically.
yeah.
But you are more afraid of change than not getting the the satisfactory thing lah. And therefore that's why you don't set a goal.
I suppose. Yeah.
Now I say that if that is true lah, if that's roughly true lah, no, but I cannot know you fully, right? That's not what I mean lah. But I'm saying that because I feel that right now you are more scared about your scare level has changed. You're more scared about something else compared to change.
Yeah. I
It
think
is partially my hope lah. It's my bias lah, because you need to change in order to achieve the goal. If that is you right now, if that is true, then we do have hope lah of achieving the goal. We do have some hope. Nothing is guaranteed, but we do have some hope.
Okay.
So, with all respect to all A-level takers, including you, I certainly, from my deepest part of my heart, hope that this is a moment of growth for you. I seriously see it that way. This will be a good chance of personal growth. Okay, so let's put your goal temporarily as AABB. Just write down that, right? Okay. I assume you have a certain goal for GP also, but GP and history, what can I do, right? So that will be up to you, right? The GP still counts for the the total marks thingy, right? You know that there's a formula, right? H2 how many rotation. So GP still matters. Just want to say that. And of course, GP's weightage and history is about the same. So whether BC or CB or you get what I mean, or AB, I don't think the total is different, lah.
no, I don't know.
So total wise, practically, very practically, it doesn't matter. But to you, it might, to you, it might matter which one is B and which one C, right? To you, it might. Like, it's the same as who is A and B in AAB. To you, it might matter, right? It might matter. So let me make it clear. According to me right now, your level is at most CC, C, and I don't know how's your history. Actually, probably CCB lah. Currently, that's your level. Okay, I'm writing that in page 2. And if you didn't change, you just try your best. That means hard work, proper hard work. You will maybe at most get BBC is what I think.
I guess the next step now is what do I need to change?
Yeah, plus the appropriate hard work that accompanies all that, right? Plus the appropriate sleep and all those stuff. Okay, all those stuff stays. Right? So I already proposed to you the hard work because I'm not sure what you will say for chemistry. You see, if you say C, it's different from if you say B. If you say C, frankly speaking, nothing much should worry because C is what you can achieve with simply hard work. I think you can definitely achieve that from the current level of D. I don't think you're under pass right now. I don't think you're failing. I think your chemistry is probably at the pass level already. Probably, yeah. You know how they phrase it in the course requirement in NTU and USM?
No, not really.
They phrase it as a pass in physics or a pass in H2 math or a pass in H2 chem for the related subjects lah. They never say, they rarely say a good pass. Sometimes they will say a good pass, whatever that means lah. But they just say a pass. So there are 2 documents, right? Mm-hmm. The first document is what you saw yesterday lah. That's the supply and demand, the competition lah, basically, right? The competition. But there's another document that simply states that if you want to take medicine, for example, you don't. But if you want to, you need H2 of 2H2 in math, physics, chem. Either two of the three, or biology, sorry, but either two of the four. And they say it as something like a good pass, something like that. Whereas if you take engineering, it's just a pass in H2 math and a pass in H2 physics. Now, a pass is obviously D. Am I correct to say that pass is still considered D, not U, right?
Pass is still considered D.
Yeah, D. Okay, I mentioned D. So for example, you want to get to a chem-related subject, not that you want to, but then likely the other document just say a pass in H2 chem, which you are already passing. What does that mean? It means that a pass is a big deal. Sorry, it's not a big deal. A pass is significant. D doesn't look good in any way whatsoever, but it is good enough to be considered a candidate for chem-related courses. I'll just mention the reasons for that. Again, because your H2 syllabus covers up to the end of first semester of the related courses in uni. So let's say you do get A in math and A in physics. Let's say that's your goal, right? That's your goal. Then your first sem in any engineering course will be shake, kind of shake leg, if not for the fact that you have to go to NSF. If not for the fact that you will be very rusty at that point. But you will probably be in a good stage of recovery, right? You will probably find that, oh, I've learned at least 30% of SEM 1. There's the other 70% you probably can manage. Something like that.
Okay.
So there's a reason why D is considered enough for consideration. They just hand it over to supply and demand, something like that, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I do.
Right. So I don't say it lightly when I think your chem is a pass right now. I think it's something. Right? However, again, to achieve B, there's something else that needs to happen. I'll give you an example. You should start your memorization immediately for physics and chem this week. Simply because there's a very good reason, especially for chem. Chem tends to throw you too many new things in the exam. Just too many new things, correct? If your aim is correct, right? Now, if your aim is B, you cannot avoid this thing, I'm telling you. You cannot avoid that you have to be clear. Is this new or is this supposed to be what I know? If in the last session I talked to you about chem, we discussed, I don't think you have shaken that feeling that you doubt, is this new or am I supposed to know this? Which obviously I don't know, but am I supposed to know? Something like that. Because the way to approach what is supposedly new and what is supposedly what you know is simply different. It's simply different. But you cannot seem to draw that line because you're just not clear enough of what you're supposed to. Am I making any sense currently? Is this what you feel, or am I just out completely?
I can't make sense of what I.
You can't take proper action in exam because you do not know the line between what you're supposed to know and what is new. That means what they are supposed to give you and what they don't have to give you. You cannot draw that line. Then forever you are C or D forever because of that. That's
a line that needs to be drawn.
Yeah, the line is very clear for me. Very, very clear. When sometimes it's not clear, I check very clearly. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to know this. Oh wait, I suppose we are supposed to know that. Because it matters a lot in chem. Chem is just unique that way. I noticed that from O-level that chem is even more like that compared to physics. Chem has infinite ways to throw new things at you and mix it up with obviously the old thing. They will always do that.
Oh, I
And
never thought of
you
chem.
never. No, I tell you this. Well, I suppose firstly, I'm asking for your benefit of doubt. You believe me when I say chem is like that. Let me make a comparison. Right? Between the math, chem, and physics, you're taking all the deadly H2 in terms of science, right? Biology is not like that, you see. Biology is not. The math is the least that they will give you new things. Almost nothing one. There is almost no line to draw in math. In math, even though the phrasing or the question seems new, it's not new at all. The method, if you look at it, if you look at the answer key, if you ever can look at the answer key, oh, it's just something that I know or I'm supposed to know. Now that bothers me in my discussion with your math because you don't seem to know that you need to know this and you need to know that. But there is never a new thing, so to speak. It's just new to you because you don't even know that you need to know that. Like, for example, you don't even know that hypothesis point of view is like that. Like the mean is never reliable. A claim is never reliable. That's why we test. A claim is not a fact. You don't know that until like the last session. That always bothers me in math. Because it totally affects the way you approach the question. It's not a joke that you do not know what you're supposed to know. Now that's for math. One more time. In math, there is almost no line to be drawn. If you don't know something, well, you can assume that you're supposed to know that. It's clear. In math, it's clear. So in physics, even though the new thing is always there, right? They will always try their best to put in the new thing, but it is similar to math. In the end, the solution is, or rather the thinking process in the end, So what you need to know is the thinking process instead of just the formula. Now for you, I'm not sure whether this is unfortunate or fortunate, but you cannot think properly without the formula. It's like you have to know what formula to use first, then you have some freedom to think and explore. That's what I feel about your physics. That's one of the weaknesses you have. Maybe that's just part of your personality. I don't know what's going on there. Now in chem, you're totally messed up because of it. In chem, you don't just have to deal with what you are supposed to know. You also have to deal with what they are supposed to tell you. That doesn't happen a lot in physics, and that almost never happened in math. So in chem, there's a line to be drawn. The line must be clear. Whereas in physics, simply because your talent is kind of good, I would say, kind of good, if you just get all the memorization part clear at the start, which is like right now, you will probably feel the boost already while you start training, so to speak. Because knowing the formula and how to apply them, that's your weakness part, your weak part. Knowing how to apply them is the line to be drawn in physics. Simply like that. It's simple. You don't always know how you're supposed to apply. That's part of your problem. You don't always know how the different formulas relate. You don't always know how the question expect of you, but after you know it, it's largely the same. Something like that. So I'm going back to chemistry here. I'm describing the growth that you're supposed to experience. I'm not describing this as a separate issue. This is the growth. For chemistry, you first must draw the line. Then when you approach the new thing and the old thing, your approach is different and you have to do it together. If you don't successfully do that, then C is your maximum. I'll make this very clear. I'm not the best in chem, but I'm pretty sure about that.
So I need to know what I know and know.
You need to know what you're supposed to know, including the context of the question, including the expectation. So because the question maker has an expectation that you know certain things, right? And I don't mean formula. There isn't much formula in Chem 1.
No,
there isn't much memorization in Chem also, except the OChem. So I'm claiming to you, judging from your personality, you have to settle the memorization part first, because that to you seems to be a very big part of what you're supposed to know. That's not true at all. But whenever I tell that to you, I'm hitting a solid wall. Nobody's listening when I tell you that. So I reverse my approach. Based on what you need, I think you have to memorize. Then I can start telling you, beside memorization, you need to understand this, you need to understand that. Then you will incorporate that in what you are supposed to know. Memorization plus understanding.
Okay.
So we start with memorization just because I'm taking into account your personality. That's all.
All right.
Start immediately, because at least that is the, because you never complain if they ask you to memorize things.
No, I don't.
So memorize all the OChem and all the physics formula.
Well, there's a lot of OChem though. Like I looked through it yesterday.
No. You need to have an idea about how it works. Then you will see how to memorize them. At least that's how I see it. But now we have time to talk about that. But please understand where I'm going from. I'm doing this because of the reasons I'm stating you.
Okay.
Clear, yeah? Again, I think if you don't do this, you cannot aim for Gobi. So we start from that so that your future training, in week 6, week 5, week 4, week 3, week 2, I'm counting down, right? Will be influenced by all this. Right?
All right.
Now, whatever I said about math, still, I actually have said everything about math that I want to say. You just don't know what certain things expect of you. But once you know that, I think you're pretty much settled. You'll probably get more than B. I'm just not sure about A. That's why it's a goal, right? That's why it's a goal. So for example, the BBC I mentioned to you, okay, you're going to get BBC if you just work hard, right? I meant them as a maximum result, not a minimum result.
Okay.
So if you grow, then you have a reasonable chance to get AAB if you grow. Doesn't mean that you will definitely grow, but at least the thing is open because your maximum level is no longer BBC. You have, exceeded your maximum level. That makes sense to you, huh?
Yeah,
because each grade matters, each grade is not just about more hard work. It's rare. It's never like that one for O level and A level. That it's a complement to your exam system. It's a complement actually. To me, I'm complimenting. I'm praising. The A means something. The B means something. The C and D means something. Even D means something. Even D means something in A level and in O level.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that makes some sense, and I hope when you try it out, you will see what I mean, right? Let's say I'm bluffing you. Let's say I'm just, theorizing. Let's say I'm just saying things out of my not my brain, right? You'll probably lose only 1 week this week. Then you can do whatever else you want because what I'm saying doesn't seem to make sense, right? It's not I'm saying this near the A level and adds more burden. I'm asking you to do this immediately so that in the event that I'm not making any sense, you don't lose much time, right?
Right.
Oh, by the way, I don't think you are that type of person that if you memorize, you will forget again very soon. At least I don't think so. I think you are the type that your memorizing requires some sort of understanding. So that's already in the package. And once you get it, so to speak, you have a hard time forgetting. So that means you have the capacity to retain, is what I think. I also consider that when I'm asking you to memorize like now. As long as you get it, you won't forget it.
Okay.
Something like that. At least that's what I feel. Again, if that's not you, you tell me. Okay, any violent objections?
No, not really.
Right. So yeah, that's what you need to do. I mean, we don't have much time, right? But would you give me would you just okay like this like that. You have all the summary reaction, right? The summarized reaction, the reaction map from your lecture notes, right?
Yes.
You don't have it in one nice tidy file, right? You don't collect them lah, basically, correct?
Don't, I guess.
Would you, because it's at the back page, right? Correct, right? That's in the back page usually, right? Or in the second page, I forget. Where are they? The summarized?
Usually they are in the what's it called? Usually their summaries are there all the way at the back of the chapter.
Okay.
There is a booklet that I started to use.
Okay, let's get this very clear. Do you prefer the booklet or do you prefer the note?
I think I've been using the booklet much more now to be comfortable with it. Because in the past, when
Let me see the booklet. Let me see the booklet. Can you show me immediately before we end today?
Yes. It's the same one from it's the same one from what's it called? Block test. When we were studying block tests, and I said I was gonna start using this booklet, and you said that since I was really familiar with.
Okay, could you open it, please? Could you open it, please? So yeah, wait. I cannot see. I cannot even see that thing. What is that? What is the first? What is the first?
Our first page is a lot of acidity and basicity explanations for it.
Oh, no, yeah, this is not difficult. Okay, let's go.
Then there's
there's the reaction map, I suppose.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this book before. Right, continue.
I think it's like a usual thing for all students. The mechanisms.
Yeah, the mechanisms are there. Yeah, mechanism is included in what I think you should memorize. Just saying it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then.
For mechanism.
Moving on. This seems to be quite complete.
This the reagent.
Yeah, good. Yeah, this is an identification that you need to memorize, right? Good. Yeah. Good. All good stuff, right? Common regions, right? Good. Moving on.
So more reagents. So distinguishing that.
Yeah.
It's the page that I use.
Fine. I suppose. Yeah. I suppose you can do it that way. Yeah, it's a nice way of doing it. Yeah.
I don't really use elucidation stuff a lot. I just follow what I just say.
All right. No complaints. There's
amino acids.
Oh, this is more like a summary of amino acids.
Summary of like all of as much of all as they can.
Then this is what? Inorganic.
Yeah, this is the what's it called? Periodic table chapter.
Oh, the trends.
Memorization stuff. So yep.
Yeah, the trends lah. Yeah, this thing lah. Yep.
Then transition EM.
This is from JC1, right? I think they do this in JC1 more.
No? Yeah, some of it, but some of it is JC2 stuff as well.
Oh, right.
Oxidation state, catalysts, ligand exchange. A lot of this is like, what's it called? But you just said like some of these things you just have to part memorize, like some of the copper.
Correct. The double complexes, right? The double complexes.
How they can change. I
mean, it's not wrong. What your teacher is saying is not wrong. You have to accept them for most of the time. True.
Yeah. And then
what is this commonly used data?
This is like, what's it called?
This is not the same as the thing they give you.
The data booklet, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you don't have to memorize that. You just have to know what's in there. Because sometimes I feel that you don't even know what is in there. Like, it's so annoying, man.
Beyond what I use, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm okay with this. Right. When I see the OCHEM map, I have a feeling that it's 90% of what you need to know. Only 90, but 90 is a big number. So I guess whatever improvement we need to make, we're going to make it in this book. This is your book anyway, right?
Mm.
So we'll be adding stuff to it. We will be, but I don't expect we will need to add too much stuff. Right, so okay. So for now, I won't bother you with your lecture note. I'll start with this. I thought it is in this page. I thought that page is supposed to have this, that kind of thing.
Which page? Like,
I don't know. No, when I make a comment like this question, Alamak, I think you're supposed to know this, Would you please refer to that page, or would you refer to this page, that kind of thing?
oh,
Right, that kind of thing. Like instead of asking you to refer to a lecture note, which usually takes a lot of time.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll try our best to do this, I suppose.
Okay.
So in terms of memorization, this is what I mean of chemistry. This is, then we can start talking about the line to draw. This is within the line, but this is not all the line contains.
Okay.
I also have some assumption about when you are memorizing. You may feel it to be the toughest at the start, but once you get the memorization kind of settled, it becomes lighter as you do the question. Unlike some people, if they memorize a lot, they cannot think anymore. I don't know how to describe that, but those people better not memorize too much too early. Then all their thinking space is occupied by the thing they're memorizing because they're trying to retain it so hard. No more space for thinking. You don't seem to be like that. If you don't get the memorizing, you just don't get it, it doesn't occupy the thinking space that you have, which is, I suppose, that's both good and bad. Right? Which is, again, why I'm asking you to start early, and then it will be integrated to you, and then you will feel the effect, hopefully.
Okay.
Right. So then for the physics, do you have a formula list to memorize?
No, I don't have.
Doesn't your physics tuition give you anything like that?
I think they do, yeah.
So let's bring it to the table, just to make sure. By Sunday, okay? By Sunday, I'll be testing you, all right? The memorization.
So physics, a lot of them. I don't look at this as religiously as I do with the Chem one, but I do if I need something quick.
Right. Could you flip through? Could you flip through? This is the second topic. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. That's just a lecture note. Yeah. Let me see this. Let me see your electric field. Let me see your electric field clearly. Let me see the left page.
They don't do what you do with the going down, going there.
No, they do. See, there's a differentiation. What they do.
Oh yeah.
They don't do the integration. They don't do it as prominently as I do.
Yeah.
They also don't connect this readily with the graph.
Ooh.
We need to connect this to the graph, and then basically the basic stuff is settled for field. If you never do that, that will always kill you. Okay, I understand. Moving on.
So this is usually
that. Yeah, that's simple stuff, right?
Yeah,
there's this. See, this is where you need to apply, right? So they put the formula and they describe where you need to apply it. They don't say it out. Do you understand? This B mu naught Ni over L, you have to apply it in solenoid.
Yeah.
Something like that. You need to memorize that lah. You need to lah. Right? Then this is a motor. Okay, never mind motor. Never mind torque. Easy peasy. That's mass spectrum. That's mass spectrometer, and this is what? What is it? Oh, Lenz's law.
Yep. Then
Lenz's law don't have much to memorize.
alternating currents.
What are you supposed to memorize?
It's a very short topic, I guess. Quantum physics. I think
quantum physics should be the easiest to memorize.
Yeah, because
the simple stuff. Yeah, not easiest to understand, but easiest to memorize.
Yeah. Anyways, so basically that explosion, X-ray, optical duality.
Yeah. All right. So okay, I'll keep it simple. You can decide whichever to memorize and whichever to understand for physics, but I will I will test you slightly with physics only, right? Unless the assumption change, the assumption is that I only care about your math and chem. Currently, I still have to care about your chem because your goal is B. If your goal is C, I can say, actually, I don't need to care about your chem. Can I help you in some other way? But I cannot say that unless your goal changed. Okay? So for physics, I still strongly recommend that you start the memorization right now. And I'll just lightly test you because I cannot care too much. It is still up to you and your tuition and your teacher. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'll test you much more for the camera. Okay?
Yeah.
On Sunday, right? Okay. Now, if there is nothing else, I'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, I hope I can get you some of my results. Actually,
Hopefully.
I know I
Yeah,
can take
hopefully. Hopefully. Right. Please take pictures of your working, right? When you got them and all stuff. Right? Okay. I'll see you then. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mike, can you hear me loud?
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. So we'll wait for 2 minutes if nobody else. Oh, wait. All right, Aryan, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
All right. Please be at the Jamboard structure and expectation I've shared with the three of you, right? So just look at each one. Tell me when you're in.
Structure and expectation.
Yeah, that's like a very recent Jamboard I shared with you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I start with math first, but then I'll go into chem and maybe physics because that's your concern, Michael. So I've told Noah a few things, so we won't wait for him today, right? So also today, I won't be answering your question too much. I think also Thursday, because we're preparing for something more important, right? Okay. Now, just curious before we continue, any oh no, Mike has for me. Any results, Aryan? Just checking. On prelim.
Not yet. Just gonna give tomorrow.
All right, so let's not worry about that. Right. Now, I've given you the topics of AMAP in groups. So look at this group. The first group I have here is the Trigo group. There are 5 topics. This should be familiar to you, okay?
Yep.
Right. And then I have there CERT. And then I have below mensuration group. Mensuration group means there's an expectation of mensuration. The crop, the maximum, minimum, and the increasing, decreasing.
Yeah.
So just these 3 things so far. Making sense? Yes, Michael?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good, Aryan. Now, what I'm saying is this. I've never seen paper 1 contain all of this. I've never seen paper 1 contain all of this. Between paper 1 and paper 2, they are always split, you know, sometimes 3-2, sometimes 2-3. This one, same thing, sometimes 1-2, sometimes 2-1, but they are always split. Never have I seen a paper 1 containing all of this. The same with the other groups, by the way. So the grouping, strangely speaking, makes sense because of that. That means in paper 1, Aryan and Michael, you should always expect that there is a 3-go question, whether 2 or 3.
Yeah.
In paper 1, you should always expect there is a mensuration group also, whether 1 or 2. And then, you know, paper 2 will just cover the rest. You'll go the same with the line group. Right? So I'm just talking about this part first. Now look at the line group. The line group contains differentiation, tangent normal, CG, CG circle, and linear log. There's an expectation of line in this group. Making sense, Michael and Aryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Wait, what was before linear log? Wait, let me see.
CG circle.
Oh,
CG circle.
yeah.
Right.
There's
There are
expectation
of
line. Yeah.
A lot of lines in circle. Right? In fact, that's what we expect to do most of the time, not the circle. Right? If that doesn't sound weird to you, then you have experience okay. So these are the expectations. Now, this covers more than 50% of the topic, and as I mentioned, paper 1 and paper 2 will always split. Right? Will always split them. The only thing that they want, yes, you're saying. Sorry.
Oh no, just agree.
All right. Okay. But for the cert, then obviously for the pure cert, you will have it in either paper 1 or paper 2. Obviously, yeah. Obviously. Now I'm focusing on this more than 50%. This is more than 50%. The rest is here. Okay. The rest is there. Now this is the minimum order I expect from you. What do I mean by that? I mean something like this. In paper 1, immediately go and do something about the 3-go question first. Immediately. And then after you cover them, if there is a pure cert, very easy to spot, you're going to do them now. And then after that, you do the mensuration group. Then after that, you do the line group. The rest doesn't matter. Right? You're saying, Michael?
No, I was just agreeing.
All right. Right. So this is the expected order that I expect from you. You don't have to follow the inside group order. Just follow the group order. Right? If you want to follow the exact order that I recommend, they have advantages. But you don't necessarily have to do that. Just watch out for the group per se. You also don't have to follow the group after that, but if you want to, I have my clear recommendation. To me, it's very clear that myself, I will do it this way because of the slight advantages that they offer, right? The advantage is more on the first part than the second part. So the second part, again, is up to you. Right? So from now on, if I revert to you a practice paper, this is what I expect you to do. Right? Okay. Now, hopefully things will become much clearer. What is the advantage, and so on. It's to be felt by you instead of just explained by me. Right? Now, so far so good, Kenya. Now, let me describe how I expect you to practice also. Right? How I expect you to practice. Now, you notice that your camp is in between the AMAT, right? You notice from the schedule, yeah? Aryan and Michael, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's say I expect you, let's say starting next week. I was hoping this week, maybe can, maybe not, but definitely starting next week. So starting next week, when is your AMAT paper 1? And what day would that be, Michael?
Let me check.
Make a guess, make a guess.
Isn't it like midway October?
Yeah, correct. What day would that be?
20.
No, I mean like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, kind of like that.
Is it, I don't know, Wednesday.
Correct. And on what slot will that be? AM or PM?
PM?
Yeah, PM. It's always PM. Very rarely is a morning slot. So only on the third Monday when you have, I think history, history and physics, then you have an AM and PM. The rest are just PM. Easy. And I think one of the English also have AM, PM. I think you can just check. That's up PM. Now, the PM starting slot is not always at 2 PM, but I'm going to put it as 2 PM. Hello, Noah, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, I'm just explaining my expectation to them before we start doing the paper. I'm at the structure and expectation framework, you know this. So let me just talk to them for a while. I think you already heard this from me, but feel free to just listen.
All right.
So I will pretend that every PM slot starts at 2 p.m. Just making things easy for us, right? So Wednesday 2 p.m., Thursday 2 p.m., and Friday 2 p.m. So Michael, Aryan, and Noah, I expect that starting next week on Wednesday, you will be doing at least paper one of AMAT. Right? Why would I do that? Because that's exactly what will happen on O-level. On Wednesday PM slot, that's paper one. Okay? Sometimes I will expect you to do two paper one AMAT. Not paper one and paper two, but two paper one AMAT. Each of the paper one and later paper two, same thing, you only have 1 hour, 15 minutes. How long do you actually have for paper one AMAT, Aryan?
Sorry?
How long is the paper one AMAT paper?
EMF is 2 hours. Okay.
No, 2 hour 15. Check again.
2 hours 15. Yeah.
Correct, yeah? Correct. Now, Michael, how dare I ask you to do paper one in only 1 hour, 15 minutes? Is that even possible? You're supposed to do almost everything by the way. You're supposed to get...
So I have an hour less than the actual what time?
Yes, 1 hour less. To get your goal. Now, I did make the goal as, you know, what was it? It was 90 marks, right? 90 marks. You can only afford 13.5 mistakes. I'm going to put it as a 13.5 mark mistake. You can
So
only
13 for every paper. So 13 for paper one and 13 for paper two.
Yes, yes. Of course, you can shift things. Of course, things will shift according to the topic. But basically like that. Basically. So does it even make sense to ask you to only lose, right? It's more like a loss, right? Losing 13.5 marks in 1 hour 15, right? I believe it is possible with very clear structure. So what I mean by that is this. Before we do the paper one or paper two, we would have discussed the question. What do I mean by discuss? I don't mean discuss the question one by one. I mean discuss the structure. So first thing first, oh, this is what topic? Oh, this is a triangle topic, triangle, trigo topic. What is the expectation? It is already written in that paper, right? We would be discussing the standard structure, the standard expectation of a triangle, trigo question. We would also discuss whether this question looks like a normal question, which is standard, or a reverse question. I rarely use the term reverse question, but from now on,
does reverse question mean working backwards?
Basically, why? Because normally they will give you A, they expect B. Now, they don't give you A, they give you B, they expect A. Oh, they do that a lot when they want to make things hard. Or I'm not sure whether that's what they want, but that makes it hard for some people to reverse the expectation.
What do you mean by they give you A, they expect B, or they
very simple, very simple. For example, in a standard question of a certain topic, they give you the, let's say binomial. They give you everything. They don't hide the power from you. They don't hide any coefficient from you. They just give you everything of the binomial. And then they ask you maybe the fourth term, for example. Easy to do, right? Standard law. In a reverse question, they give you the fourth term, or they give you the second term, or they give you whatever term, but they're going to hide something in the original equation. Like, for example, they have an unknown, be it the power or be it the coefficient. If you don't find that to be particularly difficult, good for you. That's a reverse question. Just for your information, it is extremely easy for a question maker to make a reverse question. not so the one doing it. I said. Do you understand what I'm saying, Michael?
Yeah.
Aryan, you know what? Okay.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah. Aryan, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Now, before your 1 hour 15, which is a very short time, right? We would have discussed whether this is normal question or this is reverse question. We will discuss that why is this reverse question. Okay, look at this, look at that. So we are minimizing the feeling of being lost, right? Because sometimes we feel lost when we see something. We will also discuss whether this question is making things hard for us or not, and in what manner. What we don't discuss is how to handle it. I'm not going to discuss with you how to exactly handle this question or that question, but we're going to discuss the standard structure, whether it's a reverse, whether it's making things hard. Do you understand what I'm saying, Michael, Aryan? And
Yeah.
with that in mind, with all that in mind, there is one more thing to do. In 1 hour 15, you're going to time yourself, right? You're probably not going to do this in tuition. It's not a very long time, but it's not, no point using tuition time, right? No point. Now, when you time yourself, every time you want to confirm, and only when you want to confirm, you can stop the timer. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're not confirming, you don't stop the timer, everything just normal. So let's say I do a polynomial, let's say the partial fraction. Partial fraction needs confirmation a lot because there's a lot of human error in play. It's not difficult, but human error. So if you want to confirm, which I really think you should, because I will, you stop the timer, and then after you confirm, you start the timer again. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, right? No,
Yeah.
I understand. Michael, Aryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 hour 15 minutes is purely you are thinking of how to do it, because the preparation is done. When we discuss the structure, when we order ourselves, when we discuss among ourselves, this question seems hard. Why? Okay, this thing, that thing, whatever. It also doesn't include the confirmation time. So we are assuming that 1 hour, the other 1 hour I take away from you, is required for preparation, for the initial thinking, for confirmation, and to account for exam stress. Same thing. Your training is only 1 hour 15 to achieve the necessary marks. Whether you achieve it or not, you'll see. Okay. Now, do you understand what I'm proposing currently, Michael, Noah, and
Yeah.
So that's on Wednesday. So obviously, sometimes, not next week, not this week, sometime in some weeks, I can ask you to do 2 paper 1. Because normally, I cannot ask you to do that. It's crazy. I cannot normally ask you to do 2 hour 15 times 2 back to back. Things will just suffer one. No way that can happen. But I can ask you to do 2 paper 1 hour 15 with all the preparation done. The preparation is not on the 2 p.m. The preparation is before, maybe in tuition, maybe by yourself. Okay, but on 2 p.m. when possible, when you're on school, it's not possible, right? So you have to decide your own timing. Maybe, at your house, 7 p.m., something like that. For 1 hour and 15, you do plus because you might want to confirm. So the actual time is more than 1 hour 15, but you have 1 hour 15 to simply do that. Right? So sometimes I can ask you to do 2 paper 1 at one go, just like that. Right? Partly to train your stamina and partly to train your AMAT skill. Okay. So what do we practice in Wednesday? I propose to you is very simple. On Wednesday, practice AMAT paper 1. Simple one. You can practice other things, but you should practice AMAT paper 1 at this timing whenever possible. Okay. Other days, practice other things. Right? Other days, practice other things. You don't have to touch your paper 1 too much except for preparation. Preparation we can do, or whether we should do on other days. So what do we practice on Thursday? Pray tell, Michael.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday PM session. What do we practice in terms of it?
Thinking.
No, practice chemistry.
Oh,
Paper 2. Why?
was it section B database question?
I mean, section B will be an emphasis, but in general, we have to practice both. We have to, yeah, in general.
Yeah.
So again, my point is we can practice chemistry paper 2. That's my point. In chemistry paper 2, there are no preparation beforehand. You're just doing it there, and you're going to practice 1 hour for the reading comprehension, section B. Hey, 45 minutes, 45 minutes reading comprehension, then 1 hour for the remaining 50 marks.
Oh,
I claim that the last 1 hour will be similar to AMAT. We shall see later whether that's wrong. I'm claiming that section B is not like AMAT at all. It's a reading comprehension. I'm claiming that AMAT is like composition. You need the format, you need the structure. Same thing with section A of chemistry paper 2. But that's my claim. Let's see whether it's true. Now, again, my point is very simple. On Wednesday, give your time for paper 1 AMAT. On Thursday, give your time for chemistry paper 2. On Friday, give your whatever preparation you need, you do beforehand. Right? That's the general structure of how we should practice week by week. Any questions so far on this, guys?
No.
Right. So you're still having school, and in school you'll be practicing this, right? So of course you cannot change what you're practicing in school. But let's say in school you already practice paper 1 of AMAT. If possible, practice it the way I recommend you to practice, especially when you start to feel the benefit. Currently have not. Right? I cannot ask you to change or control what you do in school. But if you feel the benefit, do it that way, if possible. Now, when your school ends, which is around 3 or 2 weeks before O-level, this Wednesday 2 p.m. slot will clearly be the time to practice already. Okay? Whether you are sleepy, whether you are tired, whether you want to do something else, whether you're on your way, I don't care. On 2 p.m., practice your paper so that you know how to be effective at 2 p.m. If you're sleepy at 2 p.m., please correct that.
Sometimes I end school at exactly 2 p.m.
If you're at school, there's nothing I can do. No. When you're at school, there's nothing I can do. I'm referring when you're finally free from the school schedule. You may still be in school to study, right? Maybe some people want to do that, go to school to study. Yeah, at 2 p.m, tang lo, do paper lah. Do you understand why that is important to do it on that time slot?
Yeah.
Okay, if you understand it, at least 3 weeks before O-level, you will have the chance to do it. Then you can tell whether you can do well or not on the 2 p.m. slot. So to speak. Make no mistake, your AMAT, chemistry AMAT will be your hardest slot. Plus, the Monday afterwards, you still have to struggle with both history and physics. That's you, Michael. Aryan don't have to struggle too much. There's a reason why, right, Aryan? Aryan?
Sorry, yeah.
There is a reason why you don't have to struggle too much for the Monday history and physics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry too much about your humanities and your physics, because you pay the price beforehand for Hindi lah. But for you, Mike, you will worry for them. So this AMAT chemistry AMAT training is also going to give you hopefully some advantage for your physics lah. Hopefully, that will be the most tiring part of it. Well, a lot of things is at stake. Okay. For you, Noah, you have less things at stake, right? So just the AMAT. Okay. So if you're clear about this, any other question before we start to discuss a question, discuss a paper, and discuss, the structure and everything. Any other question? No, yeah, right. So I'm going to share my screen today. Noah, I told the others before this. Today, we're not going to answer your question. Right? If you have really urgent question, just send me using WhatsApp. Right?
Alright.
Right. PDF. Now I've shared my screen. You should be seeing a PDF. That means you should be referring to your laptop currently, right? Of Methodist Girls School Paper 1. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
All right. Now look at this paper 1 for a while from 2020. This is 2 hours for 80 marks. Is this going to be the same for your paper 1?
No.
Why is that so?
My paper 1 is 215 for 90.
Very good. So it's now 90/90 instead of 80/100. So just say good. Right now, you will have this exact slot, right, which contains the trigonometry identities and whatever not. Immediately, you look for the trigo question, correct? Now, I have taken the liberty to rearrange this paper. Look, it starts with question 5, and it goes to question 8. Why is that so, Noah?
Because we do trigo first.
Correct. So for this paper, I'm making us less confused. I just whack the trigo for you. I also want to show you what I say. You know, in a paper, they always give you trigo 2 or 3. See, proven one. 5, 8, and is there anything else? Oh, no, that's it. 5, 8, and then he goes to cert, correct? That's the order, isn't it? Now, Noah, after the trigo group, if you have cert, you do cert. So this one have cert lah. So there you go. So now I'm going to hide it again. After that, what group, Noah?
Mensuration.
Good. Now, what is contained in mensuration group, Aryan? Differentiation. This
Differentiation, connector rate of change, maximum, minima, and increasing and decreasing.
good. Now look at question 12. What is that?
I think it's maximum, minima.
Okay. Now I have a question for everybody. You see the trigo there, right? You see the trigo. Right?
Yeah.
Why is this not so much a trigo question? It has trigo, admittedly. You have to do differentiation or integration trigo, but it is more of the maxima minima. Right? Do you have any doubts on that, or are you confused with that? Just checking with you.
No.
No.
Noah? Ken?
Yeah, then.
How about the other consideration? Oh, we were expecting this to have mensu. Does this have mensu? Everybody can answer.
No.
No. Does that bother you
No.
in terms of expectation? Good. Just for you to be clear, they sometimes put in trigo, sometimes put in mensu. It's kind of standard. The trigo is usually not very difficult for this group. Just saying. So this is considered standard. I'm already saying that, oh, this is a standard expectation. If you have the expectation, good for you. Last question. Is this reverse or normal? What do you think? If you can't tell, there's a high chance that it's reverse, you know. Just saying. Reverse or standard direction, Michael?
I think it's reverse.
Why is it reverse, Noah?
Because you're given F
Double prime.
apostrophe. Yeah, double prime.
Yeah, but what is the usual expectation? They give you
FX.
Divided.
F.
No, D2.
No, they give you F. They give you F. Not even the dy dx. You're supposed to find the dy dx.
Oh,
Silly. So they give you the F lah. You have to find the dfx dx lah.
wait, that's
That
the
means you
expectation. They give
That's the
you Y.
standard expectation. Yeah, standard expectation. Or if
Oh.
mensuration, then you have to find the y yourself lah. If mensuration, no. But they will in general give you the y, not the f double prime. This is definitely reverse because usually you sometimes go from f to f prime to f double prime. Sometimes what? For a stationary point. That's called the double differentiation test. Correct?
Yeah.
Hey, this one, they give you the F double prime. Another telltale sign of this reverse is they even give you the stationary point. My goodness. They usually ask you to find stationary point. Correct or not? Correct or not? This is reverse law. Whether you can handle it or not, I'm very curious. Will I discuss with you how to handle it? Absolutely not. But our discussion should at least cover, hey, this is reverse. Look at that. Noah, Arya, and Michael. What do you think? Okay. I'm not asking you how to do it. I'm not. I'm just asking you, have you read this question properly? And are you, instead of being worried, do you think you roughly know where to go? That's what I mean with all this discussion. And if there's, if you say cannot, say cannot say cannot. What do you think, Aryan? Can or cannot? Roughly what to do
Yeah, I think I roughly know what to do. Yeah.
Okay, roughly. How about you, Michael? If you feel uncomfortable with this question, you should at least say that to yourself. Michael, are you okay? Sorry, I didn't get Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know kind of what to do. Yeah.
All right. Noah?
Yeah, I think can roughly do.
All right. Whether you can do or not, I'm very curious. Right? I'll go into more details on the structure, but this is the kind of thing we discussed before your 1 hour 15. This is what I mean by preparation, right? Okay. Now, I'm gonna pretend that I'm gonna ignore the top one first. Now, after the Mensu group, okay, wait, let's check this. Question 4, this one. Is this the Mensu group or is it something else? Anybody answer? Anybody? Anybody? Nothing here. Is this the Mensu group or not the Mensu group? Nobody knows.
Not sure.
Okay. What is contained in the Mensu group? There are 3.
Connector of change.
Yeah, connector of change.
Maximum.
Minimum, and then. Okay, I
Increasing,
think you're a bit increasing, decreasing, right? So, Aryan, what is this? What is this topic?
Oh
my goodness.
I think it's a combination of increasing, decreasing, and connector rate of change.
Correct. You wouldn't expect them to do that, but if there's 2 marks, in general, you shouldn't be too worried in general. Okay. Do you see that, Michael and Noah? This is increasing, decreasing, and then it's crop loop. Okay. Okay. Right. Now, is this reverse or this is standard direction?
Question 7 or question?
No, 4.
Oh.
Still 4. Yes. Come on.
Standard
Answer.
direction.
All right.
Yeah,
For both
sure.
increasing. Yeah. Increasing, decreasing, also crop. Because why is this standard direction? Why is that so?
Because they tell you to differentiate first.
Okay.
Then they
the set
give
of
you
value.
a set of values. Then use the set of values for part 3. Yeah.
And remember that the structure I propose to you is the maxima minima structure, right?
Yeah.
Remember that. The crop, I don't know, but usually 2-mark question is never a reverse question one. I mean, it's hard to make a 2-mark question a reverse question. Now let's see our expectation for crop. They tell you the 2 DTs, right? The 2 rate They tell you 1 unknown rate and 1 unknown rate, correct? See that? This is 1 known rate. This is the unknown rate, right? Correct or not?
Yeah.
dy dt is known, dx dt is not. And then you have to find the connector, and you have to wait a minute. That's all standard. This does look a lot like a standard direction of a clock. Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah.
I feel you can only sense the difference between this question and the question before in terms of how they make it easy or difficult. I think you can sense it without even doing it. Now that comes from partly your experience and partly our discussion. Okay. So turns out that for some strange reason, there is maxima, minima, increasing, decreasing, and crop in one paper. This is very rare. As you can tell, the increasing, decreasing, and the crop doesn't seem to be particularly difficult. So I'm not sure whether that's the reason or not for this, but I rarely seen this in other people, right? Now, what is the next group, Noah? What is the next group? Noah, what's the next group after Mensu?
The lines.
Line group. So line group contains 4 things. What are they, Michael?
Line group contains what is it? The CG.
Right, CG, then
CG. The CG circle.
circle. Yeah, they are different. They are different. The questions, right?
Tangent, normal, linear.
Differential, tangent, normal, and then linear. Those 4, right? Now 7 doesn't look like any of them, particularly because it's a differentiation. This is weird. Does this paper not contain any linear group or line group at all? Let's see briefly. Yeah, 7, right? 2 line group or not? Aryan? I mean, it's polynomial. Is it line group or not?
No.
No, it's not. So partial fraction, is it line group or not? Aryan?
No.
Okay, Noah. Is this line group? Wait, binomial. Is it line group?
No.
No, is this line group?
Yeah.
I mean, this is quadratic. I don't think it's a
oh.
line group. I don't think too much of this line. I don't. So it's not a line group. Michael, this is a log question. Wait, log question is not line group, right? Okay, how about this thing? Is this thing a line group? Maybe this linear log. Is it a linear log? Is it, Michael? Is it?
No.
Yeah. What topic is this, by the way? This
Trig sketching.
Definitely not. This is what they call the word problem in this. Definitely not. Definitely. If you cannot see it, they are very unique. So maybe there's something to learn. But this is definitely what you call the in this word problem, or some people call it the log word problem. Whichever it is, it's either in this or log word problem. It's not tricky, yeah? You'll see it later. Hey, it's not the line group. Is this the line group, Michael?
No.
No, it's also not the line group. Finally, is this the line group?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
lines.
it's a circle 1. And that's it. That's the only line group. So even though there's only 1, there is 1 line group, which tells you that you'll be expecting 3 line groups in paper 2. But in paper 1, that's not what we worry about. So that means I have done a slight mistake in my ordering, right? I should have put the circle on top first, right? Now look at this circle. Is this standard? Is this reverse? Is it somehow making things hard? What do you guys think about this circle question? Aryan, what do you think? Standard, reverse? Does it make things hard?
Sorry, question 11, right?
Question 11, yeah, the circle question.
Yeah, I think it's a standard.
Okay. Why is it standard to you? You can
Because-
describe what you think is that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you find the gradient of the lines first, then you find like the equation of the circle. You use the gradient to find the equation.
How do you use the gradient to find the equation of circle? Is
Wait.
that a normal thing to do? Is that normal?
I thought you find the equation of the 2 lines and you find the intercept of the 2 lines.
And then you will find the
Coordinates of the center.
Very good. And from the center, you can find the radius easily. Very good. At least your graph is not bad, Michael. Okay. Michael might seem to be discussing how to do this question, but what Michael described is reasonably standard for a circle question. Reasonably. If you don't find it find it to sound like standard, your expectation can be improved. As for you, Michael, I think your expectation is not so bad. Right? Whether this is making things hard or not, what do you think, Michael?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
Is this question making things hard for us or not?
What do your answers to part 1 imply about PQ? I don't understand what that's trying to ask.
I understand. I understand that it is confusing. I agree with you. Do you think this question is making things hard?
No.
Is it because of no?
Part 1 is easy. Part 2, I don't know what they're doing. Part 3, I can do it.
I think this question is making things hard a little bit only. A little bit or a lot depending on the question. But in this case, there is no drawing. That's usually a yellow sign for me. There's no drawing. I better be a little bit more careful. So this is me sharing my expectations in my school. Obviously, Michael, you're reasonably confident, so good for you. By the way, if you have the drawing, part 2 will be much easier, by the way. Because in the end, a circle question is a visual question. In the end. So where's the drawing? Oh, goodness, we have to draw ourselves. That's usually not a bad investment. That's usually a good investment. Noah, okay?
Yeah.
Right, now there's part 4 and 5. And write down the exact coordinates of the lowest point. Find the equation of tangent to the circle at P. I would argue to Michael and everybody else, part 4 will also be slightly easier if you have to draw. Easier to imagine at least.
Isn't the x coordinate same as the center one?
True, but he wants the exact coordinate, so you still need the y. If you can imagine it without the drawing, it is good for you.
No, but if you have the equation of the circle, then you just sub x's that one. Then
Or you just minus the y of the center with the radius. That's even easier lah. Because he didn't even ask you to do it. He just asked you to write down. You know what write down means? I don't care about your working. So you can do what you want, which is to sub in the x into the equation of circle. I totally agree that will work. But to me, it's write down and 1 mark. I'll just subtract the radius from the y. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to you, isn't it?
No.
Hi-yo, the graph will definitely help you there. So the graph, although requiring some time to draw, will also save you some time. Right, also do that. All right, and then finally, the equation of tangent to the circle at P. I don't think that's very difficult. So that's the line group. Now, after the line group, you are free to do what you want. In this case, I just order it my way lah. I just order it. Right, okay, so maybe we'll look at one more thing. Okay, let's look at the binomial equation. Standard or reverse, and is it making things hard? What do you think? Somebody can answer, please.
I think it's standard.
Why is that so to you?
Because you find a general term, then you find a term independent of x. Then you use that term to find the part 3.
All right, right. I mean, you're saying that this is all within your expectation, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain why this is not a reverse question to you at least. What would a reverse question look like in binomial? That's what the question means actually.
I think
What would a reverse question look like?
I'm not really sure. Really.
Michael, Noah, maybe you have some, you dig out your experience, because for you, Aryan, I'm pretty sure if you see it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that we are trying to put it into words. Can you call from your experience, Michael, Noah?
It's not fine then, right?
Find what, sorry?
N.
Well, I mean, there is no n to find because the n is already given, like 6, right?
Oh yeah.
Correct. Finding n means you don't know the power, right? What they tell me the power, but so this is not finding n. So finding n is an example of a reverse binomial, because the standard expectation is they give you the power, right? Oh, they never give you the power. Oh, they're gonna give me something else, and they're gonna ask me to use that to find the n. Yeah, something like that. That's what happened to you, right? In the last question that you tried, right? Correct, Noah? Noah, can you hear me? Noah?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So another example of reverse is they give you an unknown inside. For example, the one is now a K or an A, whatever. And then they will ask you to find the A, but by giving you something else. That's a reverse question also. It's usually not very complicated, but that is a reverse binomial. Okay. If it is not very difficult, good for you. We talk about the reverse because that's one of the easiest thing that the question maker can do. So if you know what they can do, you can adjust much more easily and you're not shocked too much. Now, 1 mark, 2 mark, this is 4 mark. I'm going to pretend that 4 mark means something difficult. Are you sure that the final portion is not difficult? Aren't they trying to make things hard for you? Question. 3 of you, what do you think? No opinion? You cannot do it. You only see it.
Part 3.
Yeah, part 3. Isn't that them making things hard for you? What do you think? No, why not?
Because I know how to do it.
Well, I suppose that's a good way. That's a good way. It's according to your expectation.
Isn't it just a formula? You go write down the general thing, then you do the R thing, then you equate to x power 0.
That's happening on part 1 and part 2. If you think that's happening on part 3, oh, you're gone.
No,
Oh,
but
you're
then
just
oh no. Yeah, that's part 1, part 2. Then you
Yeah.
expand part 3, then you choose what you multiply with.
The selective rainbow lah. The
Yeah.
selective rainbow to the attachment. Now, what I mean is this. So what I mean is this. The only difference between part 1, part 2, and part 3 is the attachment. Correct or not? That's the difference lah. You have already handled the binomial in part 1 and part 2. Making sense? Right? Correct? That's standard lah. So is the attachment weird or is the attachment easy to handle? I guess that's the question, no? Is the attachment weird or easy to handle, Michael?
Which attachment? Sorry. Oh, the one.
The guy in front. The guy in front.
Is not hard.
Yeah. All right. What do you think, Michael and Noah and Aryan? Is it easy to handle or not, the attachment?
Yeah, I think so. Could be.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Then if it is easy, then well, I also agree with you. I'm just testing you guys. This one should be easy to handle. We have seen much harder binomial. This is not them making things hard. Maybe you can argue that this is making things hard. Actually, no, I don't think so. Especially because they give us 4 marks. I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, so just like that, we only discussed around 50%, no, actually less than that. Okay, I'm going to discuss a little bit more. Okay, for example, this log equation, does this look normal? Does this look reverse? Is this making things hard? What do you think, people? Log question?
Sorry, is it log to the base x 8?
Yeah. I think this small thing is log to the base x.
Oh,
Sorry. So
okay.
yeah, can I make it bigger? Can I make it bigger for you? I can do that. Is this normal looking? Is this reverse? Is this making things hard? What do you think? What do you think, people? Opinions, please.
To me, I've seen it before.
You know roughly what to
No.
do at the start?
I think so.
You know?
Oh,
You know what to do? Maybe the first or the second step lah. Maybe
Maybe.
first or maybe you have some idea. Maybe. All right. What about you, Michael?
oh, maybe.
Maybe we can try something. Yeah, maybe. How about you, Aryan?
Yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, you might be a bit surprised by this guy, but once you do it, I think you'll be fine lah. That's my guess lah. Notice that we weren't talking about how to do it at all. We weren't. Notice that it never in today we talk about how to do things. It's more like a standard expectation. Okay, maybe we'll talk about one more. Maybe the trigo. You look at the 2 trigo on top here. You look at the 2 trigo. You tell me, are they standard? Are they reverse? Are they trying to make things hard?
Part A is easy.
You're talking about 5A, is it?
Yeah,
5A.
I think so.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. How about the rest?
Yeah.
Seems fine for question 5, sketching 1.
Yep.
Good for you. Good for you. I hope you're going to do it. Right. How about question 8 then? How about question 8?
Oh, it's easy.
You're talking about 8A or 8A and 8B?
8.
All right, 8A. All right, good for you. Good for you. All right. How about 8B?
What's reflex as the big fat angle?
Right. So you have to know reflex from now on. Can somebody explain what reflex is?
Is the outside angle is the big one, right?
True. There's a better definition for that. You are correct lah, but there's an even better definition. Can somebody tell me that? Noah, Aryan?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Reflex is quadrant 3 and 4, meaning it is bigger. It's from 180 to 360, which will be exactly the same as what Michael said. Michael said that's the guy outside. True lah. So what it means is something like this. If the guy inside, Michael, is quadrant 1, the guy outside will be quadrant 4. The reflex will be quadrant 4. The guy inside is quadrant 2, the guy outside will be quadrant 3, also reflex. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense, does it?
If the guy inside is quadrant 1, the guy outside is quadrant 4.
Okay, look. I'm going to draw for you and then we can end for today. So
Oh,
the guy inside is small, right? Quadrant 1, no? The guy outside is very big, no? Quadrant 4, no? Reflex lah, still reflex. The guy inside is kind of big, quadrant 2. The guy outside will be quadrant 3. Still big, but quadrant 3. This makes sense or this doesn't make any sense?
Yeah.
The point is reflex will be quadrant 3 and 4 from 180 to 360. Right? So he's telling you that, yoo-hoo, theta will be quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. However, in this question, we're supposed to be able to select the appropriate quadrant. That's why they tell you it's reflex and something else. And something else. And by that, you know which quadrant you're supposed to focus on. This is very standard expectation, by the way. I'm not telling you how to do it. This is super standard. Don't answer. Show you. Don't answer. Answering that means we're going ahead away from the structure already. We just stick to the structure. All right? So I don't know whether you're right or wrong. Okay? I don't know. Who cares? But you should expect them to tell you in a very roundabout way which quadrant it is. You should. This is their roundabout way of telling you. Okay.
Okay.
So again, standard, easy, difficult, reverse. What is it?
I think it's reverse.
Why is that so?
Because the A, B, C are not given.
Oh, you mean you mean this? You mean this or that? Sorry, are you talking about 8B or are you still talking about 5?
Oh, my bad. I zoom in.
Right. Well, we're talking about 8B already. We're already talking about 8B. We just now in 5A, somebody concluded it is not very difficult, so we just go away from 5ABC. Right? Whether it's reverse or not, because I think they ask you to find ABC on top. So I think it's reverse here. I think it's reverse here. And then during the sketching, I no longer think it's reverse because you already know the ABC. Okay, so Noah, Michael, and Aryan, whether you think some question is easy or difficult, you kind of have a feel of that from the discussion. You will see whether you're correct or not during doing it, during the doing. Now, do you notice that as we discuss all this, you don't become more worried? I hope, feel that you are more prepared, right? I was wondering whether that is the feeling you have or it's a totally different feeling for example. How do you feel, Noah?
Okay.
Like, okay means the discussion doesn't have much impact, or it has some small impact, or what is it?
It has some impact because can recognize the questions.
Right. Hopefully, that is what you will experience because you have, only 1 hour, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Michael? Is it useless to discuss all this? Might as well just do it.
I don't think it's useless.
Then what do you think?
I think it's like reaffirming. If I know like what the steps, because like I don't know how to say it. It's like
hopefully what you're feeling is similar to getting ready for composition. Because in composition, once you know what you want to write about, you're going to write furiously, very fast. The words come and you write. The words come and you do. Something like that. That's how composition usually go, right? Correct or not, guys? Am I imagining that, or is that really how composition goes usually?
sure.
Right. Once you prepare the ideas, this paragraph talk about this, that paragraph talk about that, this is the structure, I should do it in this order, you write, and then you write until the time ends. Just write. You think while you're writing. I think that is usually what happens in A-Math. It's just that you don't even spend the time preparing the ideas and the topic. You just whack everything, which is bad. And we're trying to address that in discussion. Okay, Aryan, we haven't even tried to do the question. So actually, you wouldn't know whether the discussion, you haven't tried to do the paper. You wouldn't know whether the discussion is actually helpful or not. But I don't know. What do you think right now? Is it actually gonna help a little bit? Maybe. What do you think?
Yeah.
But you only have 1 hour 15. Just saying, right? Do you feel rushed knowing that?
No, not really. If like I used the strategy correctly, probably I could finish it. Yeah.
I hope so also. That is your training.
Yep.
If you are prepared, can you do it fast and correct or not? Because that's what composition is, right? You have to do it fast, likely you cannot take your time, and you still have to not make mistakes, at least not too much in composition. Right? So we'll continue our discussion on Thursday, but this is what we're doing in preparation for the training itself. Okay, any other questions?
No.
No.
All right, then I'll see you on Thursday. And you guys, during the normal days, just continue doing your practices first. Okay? Right?
Okay.
Okay. See you guys.